So today's journey was supposed to be pretty simple. It was basically a 3 hour intercity Belgian train from Luxembourg City to the capital, Brussels, Belgium. But I had an unfortunate stop. I don't really know why. I was trying to figure out whether it was like a strike or there was like damage to the rail network somehow or a train broke down. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out because I didn't have enough time to deal with it. But yeah, I was stopped halfway there and I had to transfer to a bus. And then from the bus, I had to transfer to another train in another town, which took me to my ultimate stop in Brussels. But otherwise, what should have been like about a 2.5 hour train ride ended up taking about 3.5 hours. I don't know, something like that. 2.5 to 3.5 hours. And it was, oh, I mean, besides that and like kind of just like the scramble to figure out what's going on, um, the trip itself was really beautiful. As you can see, like the Belgian countryside is gorgeous, and I definitely I didn't expect it to have so much lush farmland there. And I thought there would be a lot more cities, and I don't know. I didn't expect there to be so much farmland and villages and stuff like that. Because Belgium is one of the most densely populated countries in Europe, and it still seems like there's like a ton of green space and forests, and rivers, and just lots of space for people to move around in. But other than that, I was able to drop off a few postcards to some friends and family. Hope they received them well. And yeah, the trip went well, other than that little hiccup, I guess. And I am safely in Brussels now. But I hope you enjoy the video and like, subscribe, and share to other people, please. I really appreciate it. Bye. All right, so I'm leaving Luxembourg now. Oh shoot, I'm about to get hit by a car. And yeah, it was all right. I mean, I was just like really tired. I think the 1 day travel turnaround time's not a good idea. I need at least like a day in a place, and I think what I'm learning is that places tend to surprise you sometimes, so it's always good to have an extra day to kind of like see what else you stumble across, and you can follow up on it from like the first day, have time to actually like explore some of the interest you may have found. But I am headed to the train station again, and I'm headed to Brussels, Belgium, which is the capital of the country of Belgium, but also basically the capital of the European Union. So that's where the European Union government is located. All right, whoever receives these, just know this was the most difficult box I had finding. So, yeah. All right, I'm here at Luxembourg's main train station and crossing the road here. And I will be headed to Brussels now. So, I've got to look for my train. All right, so wow, Luxembourg has a pretty cool train station, as you can see. It's almost like a cathedral or something in here. It has like stained glass and everything. But I'm on the 1111 Intercity 2134, and it's on platform 1, so that's pretty easy. Just right here. So it's probably, what's 10:40? So it's probably 20 minutes. Yep, here we are, platform 1. This is platform 3. Huh. Maybe 1's up ahead. All right, so I think I found platform 1. It's down this way, so the closest one to the station was actually platform 3, which is kind of confusing, but I am here, and it's cool. Now I'm kind of getting obsessed with like the clock designs. It's kind of funny. So I'm like looking at this one. This one's kind of like the Swiss one almost. I'll take a photo of it. It's right there. All right, this is my train coming up, so I guess I could find a nice seat here.
these are really nice. I just don't know where I'm gonna store my luggage. Maybe I could stick under the seat. I'm not sure. I think this is first class, is it? I hope not. I don't know. I'll find a spot. All right, so I hope this is not first class. It seems kind of nice in here, but whatever. I don't know if no, this is second class. I see it there at the thing now on the screen. So yeah, these it's pretty nice. I'm above like actually I'm in like the bike car, but since it has two layers, that this one has just seats. So the bottom is just like for bicycles and people like riding with their bicycles, which is pretty cool. So if you're doing a bike packing trip, just know that there's bike options here. All right, so we're finally leaving. It's 11:11. It's just on time. So, and this is a Belgian train. It looks like. Chers voyageurs, bonjour et bienvenue à bord de ce train. Ici à destination de Marmande. Ce train fait à Arlon, Marmande et Bonjour. Say bye to Luxembourg. Look at his like bike storage thing. It's for the drivers. Chers voyageurs, suite aux travaux effectués par Infrabel, tous les trains sont remplacés par des bus SNCB entre Marlois et Ciné. Le planificateur de voyage tient déjà compte de ces adaptations. Notre train est limité en gare de Ciné et en gare de Ciné vous trouverez. Right. Say bye to Luxembourg. Some cows. Well, it's official. I just entered Belgium, so this is like my 13th new country of this trip. So this is Belgium. Look at all those cows. Some Belgian cows. there. This is Orléans, Belgium. So B for Belgium. So these are the Belgian trains. They're like yellow. Alright, so we're headed out Orléans. Belgian clocks. Check out that good detail back there. Must be working on it. It's crazy to think this whole area was like a battlefront during like the World Wars. I remember I took a class on like World War One history and I was talking about the Belgian resistance fighters. They're like snipers called the Frontier, and the German soldiers were like super scared of them. They were like always hiding in the woods and stuff. Yeah, so I think we're about like 20 miles away from Bastogne, which is like the famous battle with U.S. the 101st Airborne during World War II, during like the German counteroffensive, Battle of the Bulge. So, like this area has like a lot of history during that time period. I mean, also during like it was kind of like a battlefield during like the Napoleonic Wars too, because I think Waterloo's closer to Brussels. I think we'll be passing through there towards the end of the trip, but it's yeah, there's just like a lot of history here in this country. It's kind of funny because like I don't think Belgium as a country itself is not even 200 years old. I don't think getting close to 200 years old. So it's a relatively young country, and wow, look at them, some pretty horses. Oh, And southern Belgium is really pretty. It's just like really nice farmland here.
Chers voyageurs, bonjour et bienvenue à bord de ce train ici à destination de Marlois. Ce train fait arrêt à Rochon-Jumel et Marlois. Chers voyageurs, suite aux travaux effectués par Intrabel entre Rochon-Jumel et Ciné, tous les trains sont remplacés par les bus SNCB à la gare de Marlois.
Yeah, the forest here is like really thick, so and it's like hilly land with like streams and water, so this must have been difficult terrain to try to get through during World War One and World War Two. Check it out. Get a trainer next to SNCB.
Le prochain arrêt est Marlois.
I always wonder how like the wiring and stuff charges the motor. It's a double decker like the train I'm in. All right, so that's really strange. So this train stopped here and it's turning back around to Luxembourg. So I need to figure out how the hell to get back to. All right, let's see. All right, so that's kind of fucked up. That train's turning back around to Luxembourg, I guess. And I hope this bus goes to Brussels. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's kind of weird. All right, so I'm on this bus. I have no idea where I'm going right now, but hopefully it's getting me towards Brussels. It's kind of funny. I was like sitting on the train, and then like the sign switched from like it was going to Brussels, and it flipped back like it's going back to Luxembourg. So I was like, I don't know if the train conductor said something in French that I just didn't understand her, and just didn't have to get off. Maybe I missed my shot of switching trains there because I looked on the board and there wasn't anything departing for Brussels from that station. So for the rest of the afternoon. So I'm like, I guess by my deductive logic, I'm like, I better get on a transport the heck out of this town, otherwise I'm gonna get stuck there. Or I go back to Luxembourg. I don't want to do that. So I don't know. I'll just keep an eye on like where I'm going on Google Maps. Maybe I'll try to speak to one of my like bus mates here and see what's going on. But yeah, it's just kind of weird, but whatever. I mean, I got plenty of time to get to see my plane. I can't check until 3 anyway, so I still got a couple hours to get to my hostel. But yeah, that's the fun of travel. You never know what's gonna happen, right? Yeah, so I don't know whether I'm headed all the way to Brussels or if it's just taking us to the next town and train station. But either way, it's fine. Like I'll get to Brussels soon enough. It's no big deal. I'd almost rather go just to the next station and get back on the train because this bus isn't the most comfortable. It's like a city bus. It's like we're like on the highway, so it's kind of not the best. All right, so I'm in a town called Sydney. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Let's see if this is the correct train. I was supposed to have a direct train from Luxembourg, and now I don't. So, abrupt change. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so it says get on platform number 4. There must have been some sort of accident. I'm like looking online, and I can't find anything. So I don't know. Either that or like a strike. Luckily, I snapped out of it. I didn't stay on the train. I would have been headed back to Luxembourg. I just saw people getting off. I'm like, some of those people are probably going to Brussels. So I don't know. But this one's not leaving for another half an hour according to the board. So I guess we'll find out. All right, so seems like everyone's getting on this train. I'll follow suit, I guess. It's on the right platform. I mean, it's supposed to not leave till for another half an hour, though. So if I could find like a good spot, maybe if I head all the way down, get myself a good spot. But yeah, travel throws some curveballs at you sometimes, that's for sure. Let's see. Whew. All right. Back on a train. Cool. All right. Hopefully this is the correct train. All right, the saga continues. So it's the right platform. Hopefully this is the right train. I don't know. We'll find out. See what the board says behind me. Look, I was paying attention. I see it flip from like Brussels to Luxembourg again, like it was going back. And I just saw everybody. I was like, there's no one else on the train. I don't know what the ticket taker told me in French. Maybe she told me that's like the final stop and it's going back. But it had like on the board that I was going all the way to Brussels. So I'm assuming something happened. Like, I don't know. Hopefully it's just a strike or something and there's not like a horrible accident back there. But I don't know. Yeah, just got to stay alert too. Well, this is the only train here, so I'm assuming it's the correct one. So wish me luck. I think I'll probably be about an hour late, which is fine because I could check right into the hostel. So I was going to show up about half an hour early. Just hope I could check in, but now I'll show up just on time. So, and I'm like starving too. I wanted to go see if I could find something to eat, but I don't know, it's not worth missing the train. All right, so hopefully I'm on my way to Brussels. Let's see what the screen says. Yeah, so I was in the town of Sini, like at the train station there. Luckily I was able just to get on the train and chill, so. And I have this whole section to myself. It's all empty up here, so I can just kind of relax. Have my own space, which is always nice. But, yep, I'm just glad I'm back on the train instead of randomly on a bus. I don't know. This is weird. All right, making progress. Solar panels on a barn. That's a good idea. All those lazy cows just sleeping. city of Namur, Belgium. I didn't realize there's such a big river here. Yeah, I thought the bus was going to take us to this town because it was the first railroad I saw when I was on the bus looking for like how to like set up my next ticket. So yeah, just stuff happens, you know. Luckily, it's just don't panic and figure things out. Okay, I saw this sign outside and saying we're going to Brussels, so we're good. Just happy about that. Alright, next stop I should be in Brussels. This trip took an hour longer than I expected. But hopefully nothing else. Alright, finally entering the city of Brussels on the outskirts now. It's all construction, it seems like. Alright, I get off on the next station, so just gotta wait a bit more. Alright, so I'm getting off for the next stop. It's the central station here in Brussels. This is the North Station. There's actually some good-sized buildings here. Yeah, my mic is down right now, so the sound might be a little bit different. There's not much to see here because it's now underground, so station. It's gonna be an underground one. All right, so I'm here at my station. I made it. Only an hour late, but still got plenty of. I could just check into my hostel now, so I feel good about that at least. All right, so I made it. Brussels Central Station. So I'll be leaving out of here in a couple of days too. So. All right, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get out here. Oh wow, check out that board up there. All right, so here's the big board. You can see where you're going all over the world, all over Europe, I guess. Some public art, and I need to get out of here. All right, so they're having a rally for Palestine. I need to figure out where the hell I'm at. All right, at least I'm here on the streets of Brussels. So cool, it is Smurfs. That's cool. That's fun. All right, I got like about a 10-minute walk, and I'll show you more of the city tomorrow. So I feel like I'm here. I'm fine. I think I'm just gonna end the video for today here. And yeah, here's Brussels. So I made it.